Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Eozander, and today I'm joined by...
The Slayer.
The Slayer, welcome. Are you gonna be an audience member again today?
No, I'm gonna participate.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we missed you the past couple of days. So.
Yeah, since it is the last day of January.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. Today is Tuesday, aka Tears Day, aka Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. So.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to start us off today?
Yeah, sure. In 314, Saint Sylvester the First begins his reign as a Catholic Pope.
All right.
In the year 1504, under the Treaty of Lyon, French King Louis XII cedes Naples to Ferdinand II of Aragon after defeat in the Italian War of 1499 to 1504.
Huh. All right. That guy kind of looks like Columbus a little bit.
Looks like Columbus with a longer head.
Yeah.
Longest cheeks are.
Louis the 12th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on the right.
Yeah, he's got some long cheekbones.
He does. Maybe he's part horse, long face.
It's like the upper part of his head is Columbus, and the lower part is just Putin.
It is. Oh my God, you're right.
He's got the flat lips.
He does.
Alrighty. In the year 1779, Charles Messier adds M57 ring nebula in Lyra to his catalog.
Huh. Alright. Well, let's take a look at this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
M57, ring nebula of something something. Images. Oh, okay.
Whoa, that's cool.
That is cool. That is pretty, yeah.
Very, very, very pretty.
It looks like a toxic swamp. So.
Indeed. It's like a it kind of looks like a hot spring.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like the blue stuff's the water, and then the rest of
it's
the
that's
rocks.
why I was going with toxic swamp.
Yeah.
It has all the chemicals, the sulfur and such, in a hot spring that helps with your skin and stuff like that. Yeah, I've never been in a hot spring before. I gotta go.
They're pretty cool. I've never actually stepped in one. I've walked by one, and I've also visited Old Faithful. That was pretty cool. I mean, that's not a hot spring, but it's near hot springs.
Well, I mean, it is a hot spring, but I wouldn't recommend going in it.
It's a hot spring that could literally turn you into bone paste.
Yes. Anyway, let's move on up to 1804. British Vice Admiral William Blige fleet reached Curaçao. Okay. We got some U.S. history here. In 1865, General Robert E. Lee was named Commander-in-Chief of Confederate Armies during the U.S. Civil War. It's late in the game there. But look at that. He has 3 stars on his collar there. And we got another historic event here. 1874, Jesse James Gang robbed a train at Gads Hill, Missouri.
I like how that's significant, but something else entirely is not. It's like, okay, he robbed someone, cool.
Well,
did we ask?
I'm surprised you didn't go, Arthur, I have a plan.
Oh, Arthur. Come on, Arthur. We have a plan.
God damn it, Dutch, I'm tired of your stupid plans. I'm going to Missouri.
We need money, Arthur. He's like Cowboy Joe Swanson.
Oh my God. He's Cowboy Joe Swanson who can actually walk.
Yeah. It's like pre-bullets to the kneecaps.
Oh no, Dutch. Looks like you look like a toothpaste. That's because you ran me over with a tank, Arthur.
That's because you ran me. He starts. his lungs start deflating from pain. He just goes. Oh shit, we're off to an energetic start today. Dang. We're off to a very energetic start.
I think it's your turn in 1901.
Alrighty. In 1901, Anton Chekhov's play, The Three Sisters, opens at the Moscow Art Theater.
Huh.
Oh, yes, Chekhov. Alrighty. In 1920, Quebec Bulldogs center Joe Malone sets the NHL record with 7 goals in a 10-6 win against Toronto St. Patrick's at the Quebec Arena.
Huh.
That's pretty damn impressive.
Why is
7 goals, that's like... Huh?
Why does this guy look like he belongs to the Addams family? Like, it looks like
He looks like,
like his eyes look sunken in or something. Is it just me?
Does.
Yeah.
Is that the original owner of the Thing's hand of the Thing?
Maybe, huh.
He was just an original member of the Addams family, and then his hand fell off and he disappeared. The hand became the Void and he got sucked in.
No, he was in NHL, so maybe he got cut off from a rogue ice skate accident.
Possibly.
Yeah. Anyway, theory crafting brought to you by This Date in History.
But yeah, no. If you think about it, though, like 7 goals, that's the equivalent of scoring 7 passing touchdowns in the NFL. Like, that's a big deal.
Well,
very difficult to attain.
Well, yeah. I mean, like...
And that's like 7 passing touchdowns in one game. It may seem like, because they have like an hour to do it, they have like... But you also got to consider how long do they have the ball? How long does that team that scored those 7 touchdowns have the ball?
Well, it's not just your team; it's the opposing team.
Yeah,
you know how much like stuff is in your way. Like an hour may seem like a long time, but it's really not. So.
The last time I ever watched a guy do that was Drew Brees. Like the last 2 guys that I can think. Well, actually, no, there was 3. 2 of them did it in the same season. Nick Foles and Peyton Manning, but Manning did it week 1 of the 2013 season, and then Foles did it later on, and then Brees did it a few years later. And that was the year that the Broncos ended up winning their last Super Bowl.
Let's Country Broncos ride.
Yeah, let's Country Broncos ride. Anywho. Yeah. The first Winter Olympics. In the year 1924, Austrians Helene Engelmann and Alfred Berger win the Paris skating gold medal at the Chamonix Winter Olympics. Beat Finnish pair Ludovika Jakobsen and Walter Jakobsen by just 0.39 points.
That is very close.
Ooh. Oh boy, that is like by the tip of your hair on the top of your head. That's like, oh boy.
Oh, speaking of oh boys, I'm gonna DM you a joke that just came to mind that I don't think I should mention on the show. So let's see here.
I'll have to mention the 7 touchdown games. I'll have to show you the Peyton Manning one after the show. I'll show you that.
Yep.
It was really impressive. I might even try to get the link.
1924 Australia Asian Championships men's tennis in Sydney. James Anderson of Australia won second straight Australia Asian crown. Defeated countryman Gerald Patterson 11-9, 2-6, 6-2, 6-3. And yeah, like yesterday and like many days before, we've been talking about the Australian Open. This is the Australia Asian because back then, you know, for the same reason as like, you know, a lot of games for the past 20 years, like, you know, World of Warcraft and whatnot, have combined Asia and Australia into one little like nugget, you know, Australia Asia. Same reason, you know, for back then. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
1927, National League rules future Baseball Hall of Fame infielder Rogers Hornsberry cannot hold stock in the St. Louis Cardinals and play for the New York Giants. Earns $2,916 a day, a dividend on the same day. So Yeah, that's a conflict of interest right there. Um, you can't hold stock in one team and play for another because that's a conflict of interest right there. You know, because then you can if your team were facing the team that you had stock in, you can throw the game, increase your stock, make a profit. You know. Then Trotsky was expelled on this date in 1929. Leon Trotsky was expelled from Russia to Turkey. That's not that far away, but yeah, Stalin and Trotsky were at odds, and Trotsky lost. He ran. I think he made it all the way to Argentina or something. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Where did Trotsky die? Hold on. Where did Trotsky die? Mexico City.
Wow.
So he made it all the way there, and then he was still not out of the reach of. This is why Dmitry Sosokovich, him surviving the purge, despite being on the list several times by Joseph Stalin himself, it's such a big deal. That Stalin could kill you no matter where you were on this earth. You were not safe. He was on the other side of the planet and still got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So. And then, speaking of bad people, 1933, Adolf Hitler promised parliamentary democracy. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, that mustard gas did a number on that man.
Yeah.
He went from a normal human being that was kind of rebellious. Given the whole fucking. He was still a little twisted then, but I think that World War I was that thing that just set him off.
Well,
it was
war.
just
World War I is arguably the most brutal war ever fought because of trench warfare. Literally, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people died a day just to move your trench forward by an inch. The
reason being, the reason I say it set him off is because he was fighting alongside. I think he was in the Austrian army. Wasn't he? Or no, or was he part of the German army?
I think he was part of German, but he was an Austrian. So
yes.
And Austria and Germany were allies because it was the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria was assassinated, and that's what set the domino effect that eventually started the First World War because of all the political allegiances, guaranteed this, defense pact that, and all that stuff. So
yeah, and the thing is, they told him. And this is exactly what set him off. This was the snapping point, where he really lost his shit. Pardon my language. They told him to shave his face because they were gonna have to work because they used gas and whatnot because they were using chemical warfare in that time. That was prior to it being banned.
If you're talking about why he has a mustache, that is a rumor because. That was a style back then because, when you put on your gas mask, same reason why firefighters are close-shaven, you want to have an airtight seal, Yeah. So.
And they told him to, and the whole story behind this is that, they told him to shave his beard down, to trim it really thin. He didn't. Because apparently he still had a very thick beard at the time. And he didn't listen, didn't trim his beard down. And all of a sudden, bam, because his mask didn't seal, or it didn't seal in properly, and it just boom, that gas got up his his nose and stuff. He breathed it in, and he was just sitting there gagging, the dude couldn't breathe. But yeah, no, that was the whole. There was a whole thing on it.
Yeah, well, so that's an actual thing. I thought it was a rumor. I thought because
he actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that beard was real. He actually, he used to have a full beard.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he learned his lesson and trimmed it down. Although the whole vendetta with that whole thing about World War II, with the Holocaust and whatnot. Sorry for bringing that up, but yeah, no, that he blamed those people for that when it was his own mistake. He wouldn't take the blame for himself. He didn't take accountability for his own actions.
Well, I would love to have this conversation. Let's talk about it in the Peanut, actually. So,
yeah.
Let me add this in.
You know what? Yeah. It's actually it's a good subject for Peanut.
Yeah. So here we go. Hitler's beard / mustache, gas attack, blaming War One. Okay. Anyway, it's your turn, sir.
Yeah. Alrighty. In the year 1933, the French government of Edouard Daladier takes power.
All right.
In the year 1934, Franklin Delano Roosevelt devalues U.S. dollar in relation to gold at $35 per ounce. Quite a bit.
I think
Per
that's
ounce.
I think that's good because
Yeah.
well,
That's
no,
not
he
a-
devalued the dollar. I'm no economist. I don't know the full extent of what this means. So,
Well, an ounce isn't really that much. It's a minuscule amount. It's really not much. For gold, that's tiny.
well, yeah. Well, today,
think-
gold per ounce today is $1,926.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing is, like, with that is that, because money it's not worth near as much as what it was.
well, that's
Because
because
back
the money,
then,
that's because money today is not valued off of.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation. It's not valued off of
Yeah.
gold. It's valued off of itself.
Mhm.
And
yeah, no, like its own specific value has gone down over the years, because nowadays there's more money. There's more money sitting around than there was back then.
You know what? Why don't we talk about this as well in the peanut? I just
Yeah.
put that in there too.
Wow, today's show's given us quite a few show ideas.
Oh, we didn't even have a peanut
Very well.
last Sunday. Like we've been skipping every other Sunday for a little bit now. So I'm trying to get more active on having more subjects to talk about. I would like to have it as a weekly show again. So.
Oh, nice. In the year 1941, in his 13th title defense, Joe Louis, or Louis Louis, whatever it may be. Louis. It works. Either way, it works. It works with the spelling. It works either way. So, he KOs Red Berman in the 5th round at Madison Square Garden, New York, to retain his NYSAC heavyweight boxing crown.
What is NYSAC? I have a feeling it's New York something.
Should
New York State Association Counties? That can't be right. Boxing. Hold on. New York State Department of State. What?
What?
New York State Department of State.
the the New York State Department Athletic Commission.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 1943,
Yeah.
Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus surrendered to Soviet troops in Stalingrad. We spoke about that yesterday. On this same date in history, I believe that's when Hitler promoted him to be a field marshal with the hopes that he would not surrender during the Stalingrad thing, and of course he did. So.
I was gonna say that is the hardest someone has ever fought for a city in probably that I know of.
The Battle of Stalingrad was one of the most, if not the most, brutal, bloody, strung-out, like sieges and battles in all of recorded history. Like,
And
lasted
you have
several
to
years.
You have to give kudos to fucking Russia. That was the most impressive stand that I have ever seen from a place such as Russia. I'm not a fan of Russia. I'm not saying I support them, but you have to admit that is pretty impressive that you took on an army that was 10 times the size of yours.
Well, it's not just that, because there's a lot of things that people don't realize. I'm sure you already know this, but I'm going to repeat this anyway for posterity. Stalin prohibited the evacuation of civilians from the city, so that way the soldiers had even more of an incentive to stay and fight because the citizens are there with them. Like when there's an active combat zone, what's the first thing you do? Evacuate the civilians. He did not do that. So civilians were dying alongside the soldiers, and it was a very rare instance in history. So there was a lot of brutal tactics and stuff from the Russians to themselves, that allowed them to win. So,
and those tactics, they may have been reckless, but they worked.
Yeah. And speaking of tactics that are reckless and worked, 1944 Operation Overlord, or D-Day, was postponed until June. So, they were supposed to invade at some point before, And initially they're going to invade on June 5th, but there was bad weather and everything. And then a meteorologist or whatever they were called back then, like a weather person, noticed a possibility of the weather clearing up the next day on June 6th. And they're just like, F it, go for it. And then they went for it, and it did clear up, and then the rest is history, as we know.
Yeah.
Back to you, sir.
Alrighty, in the year 1948, J.D. Salinger's short story, A Perfect Day for Banana Fish, appears in The New Yorker.
What? What the hell's a banana fish?
It's like a fish inside of a banana, or a banana inside of a fish?
A fish shaped like a banana? Apparently it's an anime. It's a... What?
We can't. Oh, yeah. We can't say the word that we're gonna say. We can't say it. We're not allowed to. Wait, is that? Well, no, that can't be the actual one. Oh no, because you only type banana fish.
Yeah, banana fish, 1948. Yeah. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. I was like, huh?
It's a fish shaped like a banana, or a banana with fish attributes.
It's a banana with fins. It's a banana with organs.
Yeah.
It's a sentient banana.
Oh my god, bruh. Dude, somebody got a tattoo of a banana fish.
Oh my god, why did they have to do a bass? They really had to do a smallmouth bass for that? What the heck?
Wow. It's upside down, too. So,
oh my.
Is it the dead banana fish?
Oh, that's right on the outside of the arm.
Yeah, like here's this is the inside of the arm.
Yeah, you can see the tricep. You can see the tricep there on the right.
Yeah. Wow.
That's odd. That is very odd.
Anyway.
Anywho. In 1949, Australian Championship Women's Tennis. Starting Doris Hatt beats Nancy Wing from Bolton 63 and 6-4 in the first of her 6 Grand Slam singles titles.
Nice.
Crikey.
God.
In the year 1950, U.S. President Harry Truman publicly announces support for the development of a hydrogen bomb.
And that's the same guy who authorized the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So
yeah, the hydrogen bomb's a little reckless.
Yeah.
It's a little careless.
I think that's beyond the care, because like initially people thought if you split the atom, then it would cause a chain reaction that would, ultimately destroy the entire universe. And you want to talk about reckless? They're just like, let's do it anyway. And thankfully,
and we locked it. And luckily, we didn't destroy the entire universe out of our own stupidity.
Yeah, we're just gonna destroy ourselves eventually.
Oh yeah, because we just kind of wing it. We have this bad habit of winging it.
I have a meme. I'm gonna wing it seconds before disaster.
Seconds before this destroys it. It just levels 2 cities.
God.
Modern Warfare reference.
Yeah.
In 1953, New York, Cleveland, and Boston retaliated Bill Veeck, forcing the Browns to play afternoon games to avoid sharing TV revenues.
Huh. Okay.
It's always something with the Browns, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're always getting into something. Nothing cheating-wise, it's just them being dumb.
Out of context, that could be taken very badly.
Let's see what you just sent me. Nice. Oh, boy.
1955 Australian Championship Men's Tennis. In an All-Australian final, Kevin Rosewall won his second Australian title, defeated Liu Hode 9-7, 6-4, 6-4.
That Ken literally looks like your average Australian, but without the blonde hair.
I guess.
He really does. Look at how his teeth are shaped. It's got like the teeth of an Australian.
I'm not a professional on the
It's like, you want to talk, like, that guy is looking like Crocodile Dundee.
Okay.
Not exactly like him, but similar.
Well, I don't know about you, but
like,
I don't spend the majority of my time in movies staring at people's mouths,
like,
but
think,
that's just me.
Think redneck, but with better kept hair.
Well, I was gonna say, if anything, those teeth look a little British, but you know, Australians are descended from the Brits, so. Anyway, 1956, French government of Guy Mollet formed. All right.
Mollet.
Yep. And in 1958, we have a television premiere. Jackpot Bowling premiered on NBC with Leo Durocher as host. Okay. Treaty of interest, huh?
In 1959, former star MLB shortstop and manager Joe Cronin signs a 7-year pact to become an American League president.
Huh.
In 1961, The Misfits premieres in New York City, the final movie for Booth Clark Gable. Booth Clark Gable. both Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my God.
Both. What am I, Canadian? Both.
For half a second, my brain went to John Wilkes Booth. I'm just like, what?
Anywho, in 1961, David Ben-Gurion resigns as Prime Minister of Israel. I think that man needs to clean his hair up a little bit. It's a little wiry.
He looks like the human form of the bird form of Bernie Sanders. Like, you've seen Bernie Sanders, right?
It's like Bernie Sanders with a bigger nose.
No. Bernie Sanders, like right here.
Oh.
So he looks like the human form of the bird
Sanders.
form. He looks like the human form of the bird form of Bernie Sanders.
He's got the hair and everything. He's got the lack of hair on the top of his head.
Like, you know when you translate something into another language, and then translate that into another language, and then translate that back into the first language, like, and something gets lost in translation. He's the result of like the third generation photocopy, you know. Or I guess since he came first, I guess Bernie Sanders looks like him? Question mark. I don't know.
Bernie Sanders is a descendant of David Ben-Gurion.
Probably.
Very flat nose, by the way. How pressed in that looks. Jesus. That can't be health. That can't be okay. It must be tough to breathe.
Probably.
Anywho, in 1963, Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers, later known as the Beatles, record What Did I Say and Ruby Baby.
Huh. Now, I did not know that the Beatles had a name before that, the Beat Brothers. So that makes you wonder, like, are they called the Beatles not because of, like, you know, the insect? Are they the Beatles because of the beat? You know? The Beatles. You know, they're
Beatles.
They're Beatles, you know, like, you know, people who do the beat. I don't know. That's an interesting thought.
Another theory for another day.
Yep. Actually, I got to add that in to the kicked peanut real quick here. All right, we got an important vote. This vote is important. Every vote's important, but for some reason this is marked as super important. 1964, a rigged constitutional referendum in Ghana saw 99.91% vote in favor, turning the country into a one-party state and making Kwame Nkrumah president for life. Well, that screams corruption right there. So,
yep. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah, very much
2020, so. Cough, cough.
Let's not talk about that. I don't want another strike, please. 1966,
okay,
Australian Championships men's tennis. Roy Emerson made it 4 straight Australian titles. Defeated U.S. Arthur Ashe 6-4, 6-8, 6-2, 6-3. Dang, poor Arthur Ashe keeps getting his ass handed to him.
He paid the refs. They paid the refs to watch Arthur Ashe get his ass kicked.
Wow.
Poor guy.
Wow.
He got the Patriots treatment. And
I'm not even going to bring in the obvious reason why they would do that.
Oh yeah, they can't even do that anymore.
And then we got Australian Open women's tennis in 1966. Margaret Smith won her 7th consecutive Australian singles title, defeated U.S. Nancy Ritchie in a walkover. Ritchie was injured.
Dang.
And yeah, as the Golden Loon brought up yesterday, with the men's tennis, they get like a trophy or whatever, if they win. With the women's, they get a plate. Do you see that in the picture? It's a plate.
You're gonna play. How ironic.
And I have a feeling that your brain went to the same area as mine, because to me that just is that's like a subliminal form of telling them to get back to a certain room in the house. So.
Oh God, it's screwed up.
Hey, good job! You won the tournament. Here's a plate. Now go make me a sandwich.
Oh my God!
Seriously,
we're treading thin ice today.
I apologize if I offended anybody, but seriously, if you want to have a beef with somebody, go yell at the people who are like in charge of the trophies. Why do the females give a plate? Don't give me the ammo to make these jokes, okay?
Yeah, don't be giving us ammo.
Yeah.
I know we're treading thin ice, but like, don't be giving us ammo.
Don't come after us. Go after the head of the snake. We're just the body. Like, go after the source. If they were getting actual trophies instead of plates, that joke wouldn't exist. So.
I mean, I think the joke would still be there even with a trophy, because a trophy also doubles as a cup.
1971, My Sweet Lord, by George Harrison. It's number one on
this
UK.
This gotta be the most offensive video we have. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
My Sweet Lord.
My sweet Lord. Oh my.
In 1972,
Sorry,
Aretha Franklin sung at Mahalia Jackson's funeral. No, that's sad.
Oh.
And yeah, like the alphabet community, they're going after Aretha Franklin because of her song "Natural Woman." It's transphobic or something. So.
Oh my God, it's transphobic. Oh my God.
Anyway, back to your turn, sir.
Anywho, in 1975, Barry Manilow's single "Mandy" goes gold.
Huh.
In 1975, John Lennon releases single "Number 9 Dream."
Take a number 9 large, number 7 with extra
number
dip,
9.
number
What?
24 with extra soda and a large pop.
Did you say extra dip, or did you say extra,
I said dip, dude.
Okay, good. You better have. Don't make me come back. Don't make me go back through the recording.
No, dude.
Catch you in 4K.
No, dude, you're going to Cluckenbell, not to Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh my God, Cluckenbell.
That was the name of the restaurant. And
Yeah.
It was called Cluckenbell.
I know. Yeah, no, I used to regular that place in the game.
The actual, you can actually go through the drive-thru in GTA 5. It's still there, like somewhere in that area. I've been there. 1976, third American Music Awards. Olivia Newton-John and John Denver won. All right. Country roads take me home to the place where I
made
belong.
a,
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country
funny.
roads.
He made a cameo. John Denver. He made a cameo in a movie. There, probably about a decade, not even a decade ago, or not even 10 years ago, if that. It's called. I think it was called The Golden Circle. I forget the name. It's a good movie. I don't even think it was it might have been like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Fire and Ice, Rocky Mountain Reunion, John Denver at Webley Arena.
Wasn't that?
My shoulders.
It was fairly recent.
Well, he died in 97. So.
Oh. Okay. So. Oh wait, hang on. I was thinking of a different guy. Sorry. Hang on. Wait. Shit.
We gotta pick this up. So.
Yeah. True.
I believe it's your turn now.
In 1981, 38th Golden Globes, Ordinary People, Robert De Niro, and Mary Tyler Moore win.
I mean, I wouldn't call them ordinary people, but okay. So.
How is Robert De Niro winning awards? He plays the same character in every movie. He has no range. His movies suck.
Probably he's just really good at that character.
He's just really good at playing it as that same character. I mean, I could say the same about Ryan Reynolds, but I'm not going to because Ryan Reynolds.
Well, also Ryan Reynolds.
But yeah.
And now we have
Reynolds.
discount Bill Clinton over here, the Chinese knockoff Bill Clinton.
That's Larry Bird, dude. Come on,
like
man.
Chinese knockoff Bill Clinton.
He looks like Bill Clinton, but if he was not an idiot. It's like non-idiotic Bill Clinton and never missed a shot. Anywho, in 1982, 32nd NBA All-Star Game, Brendan Byrne Arena, East Rutherford, New Jersey. East beats West, 120 to 118. Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Looks like he's not very happy.
I have a rebuttal to you saying not miss a shot. Bill Clinton didn't miss a shot under the desk.
During that one speech.
Oh my god. I'm just like, I'm waiting to see, like, you know, a red dot, like, appear on my forehead.
Oh, I'm just waiting for I'm just thinking about that South Park clip about Bill Clinton. When he was doing a speech and all of a sudden fucking Monica Lewinsky comes out from underneath the desk.
The podium? Yes.
Pops out of the desk. She wipes her mouth off in the clip.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I love that episode. So, it's not my fault that South Park is such a messed up show, okay? That I love that show. It's just too funny to not reference it. I'll have to pull the clip up at some point. Not during the show, but afterwards. I'll have to pull it up. Okay. Anywho, where were we?
1982.
The US Male Figure Skating Championship won by Scott Hamilton. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just...
The US.
We made a joke prior, bud.
We got a music premiere with actor Mark Hamill for some reason. 1985, Max Showalter and Peter Walker's musical Harrington and Hart, starring Harry Groening and Mark Hamill, opened at Longacre Theater in New York City, running for a staggering 4 whole entire performances. That sucks. Wow. In 1985, South African President P.W. Botha offered to free Nelson Mandela if he denounced violence. Good. So, yeah, P.W. Botha is the guy, I believe, who repealed apartheid. And yeah, he's just like, you know, hey, don't be violent. He's like, I'm not going to be. Like, okay, you're free. And then 1987, 44th Golden Globes, Platoon, Bob Hoskins and Marlee Matlin won. Platoon was a really good movie. So. And right back to you. Perfect. Actually, Super Bowl time.
Yeah. Sad. I mean, at least they're addressing it as they're addressing Washington with their correct name. Like those In 1988, Super Bowl 22, Jack Murphy Stadium, San Diego, California, Washington Redskins. That's their actual name, people. Get it right. It's not the Commanders or the Washington football team. It's the fucking Redskins. Get it right.
You heard it here, folks. It's the Redskins.
It is the Redskins. It really is. It always has been. Washington, beat them 42-10. MVP Doug Williams, Washington QB.
Dang.
An NFL quarterback, John Elway, who actually ended up ending his career with back-to-back Super Bowls with Denver.
Speaking of South Park, I remember that Cartman had some kind of fantasy that he thought John Elway was his dad.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you know what's funny? They actually have a. Remember how they have a statue of John Elway in their town?
Yeah.
That's how much
right.
that's how loyal those Colorado fans are to that team.
Huh.
They have statues of their elite quarterbacks. Just think though, if that Denver squad had the 2015 defense, say every year that we went to the Super Bowl and had that defense, we win every single time. We'd be undefeated.
All right. Uno Mas, 93.
In 1993, Australian Open men's tennis. American Jim Courier retains his title. Repeats previous year's win over Stefan Edberg, 6-2, 6-1, 2-6, and 7-5.
Nice.
Good work. Good work, random citizen. Jimothy.
And we got a film premiere here in 1994. Mexican telenovela Marimar, starring Thalia and Eduardo Capetillo, premiered. All right. In 1995, here we go again. President Bill Clinton authorized a $20 billion loan to Mexico to stabilize its economy, which didn't work. What a surprise. You give money to a bunch of people who don't know how to handle money, they're not going to figure out randomly how to magically handle money. You know? Mexico's in a shithole, let them be in a shithole. That's their decision. You know, no skin off our nose. In 1998, Australian Open women's tennis. Switzerland's Martina Hingis retained her title, defeated Conchita Martinez of Spain 6-3, 6-3 for 5th Grand Slam title. And television debut in 1999, Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy, first aired on Fox TV. Wow.
Yes!
Wow.
Sorry, I had a lot of energy for that one. It's a good show.
It is a good show, and you know that's kind of wild. I'm thinking about it, like
first day of Family Guy was today.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Family Guy is older than you.
Yeah, no, quite a bit older than me.
Now, I have a question for you. Between The Simpsons and me, who's older?
Between The Simpsons and you?
Yeah.
Shit, that's a good question. I don't even remember when that show came out.
Simpsons.
I'd say it would be close, wouldn't it? It's an older show.
Simpsons came out December
is.
17th, 1989. I was born February 14th, 1987.
You are older than the show, okay. I know my mom's older than the show.
But I mean,
my mom was like 7 by the time it came out.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, you know, like, that's really strange. Like, I'm older than The Simpsons and you're younger than Family Guy.
Yeah.
There's a big difference here.
Hell, I'm younger than the first 2 Fast and Furious movies.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 Fast, 2 Furious came out a year before I was born.
Huh.
Oh,
anyway, we're going to do the split here real quick. I'm trying to figure out how to better do the split. For anybody watching this non-live, there are 2 videos. So I gotta brainstorm how to do the split a lot better. So there's the second half of the show is under a different title, but I believe Anyway, let's do the split here.